It's Zenzile Landolozi. There's Zanzi. You can call me Zenzi. You can call her the Pacific Ocean. She's irritated us, humanity. I didn't get to Hawaii. This is the sleepy, bucolic town of Guantanamo Grove. These people tried to exterminate me this year. I don't have good words for them. I also don't need the legal system. I want restorative justice. I don't want them killing no more homeless people. There's a wooden tribute hardly 50 steps that away. My buddy Jacob. R.I.P. hun. Now, of all the things that could have killed him, it was the food from the church food bank. Some sort of bowel obstruction went septic. He was a 45-year-old man, perfectly fit, holding his own with his mind, not philosopher level, but he did not deserve to die because this nation is a catastrophe zone. Fucking catastrophe zone you all are. It's like Mavericks around here. I mean, where is Laird and Gabby? I did not just figure out how to materialize myself in Hawaii. This is not how the ocean work right around here. This is fantastical. So we got Mavericks, Iconoclasts, the Globe's original Griotista. Now, I do not say that lightly. I have been called a griot by the African Father in America podcast founder. Kenyan friend of mine from asked the gluten for you. Met up with a friend, mother of autistic son. I don't know how. The system, he has to be in a care home and there are all these rules and it's being paid for 24/7 care, and then the home is just keeps dumping stuff on her. So their contract is to keep this child alive. But sometimes they're too busy. Pacific is not okay with the chaos and discrimination and dehumanization of plantation capitalism, privileged democracy, and the US of Hypocrisy. Yo, this is a failed fucking nation. All things look pretty good. It does not work for anyone who ain't a billionaire. And they aren't doing particularly well themselves. Because they're living in a fantasy world if they don't think cancer, heart attack, stroke, Alzheimer's is right around the corner. Globe's original consulting philosopher, quantum physiology. That is my own IP. You got a patent for that? No, I cannot patent thinking. Should be able to. Yes, I got copyrights right here. Hashtag redhead is She-Hulk. Globe's original first case. Valid as a motherfucker. I got adult onset autism. This is expanding what we think of. Just as early onset Parkinson's. How many young guys, because it wouldn't have been a girl, because medicine, Western medicine, don't give a shit if you ain't got a penis. How many young guys' lives were turned upside down because they had early onset Parkinson's before it was recognized. Now, my lived experience is somebody diagnosed with Parkinson's at 36. I became autistic at 52 3/4. This don't add up, does it? And by the way, autism and Parkinson's, very similar underlying conditions. If you got a mind capable of founding, discovering, designing, implementing the philosophical hypothesis of bio-electromagnetism, iconoclast off the motherfucking charts. She Einstein of consciousness. This is all based. This is my wheelhouse. I'm a philosopher, Carnegie Mellon degreed philosopher. Software consultant for 2 decades. Look at this ocean. Oh, Pacific is my ocean. But I'm willing to travel right around the entire globe to talk about being the Sherlock of human functioning. The game is afoot. I got a sign, a message, a go, 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 do, do, do. Find a creative. Watson to my Sherlock. Find a Plato to my Socrates. I got to figure out how the fuck to stay alive. I've been destitute for 50 months. That's 4 years and 2 months in the US of Hypocrisy. Homeless. 3 years and 3/4. That is going to be 1,355 days at New Year. I'm stronger than all y'all motherfuckers. Mentally, physiologically, even with autism. Raging severe. I need help. And people will be like, well, you think your life is bad? I got to talk to my mother-in-law once every week. How much sleep deprivation and malnutrition have I lived through for 4 years of being destitute in the US of Hypocrisy? I ain't bought nothing. Consumerism. Y'all going to self-extinct this species in less than 30 years. Because your minds are mush. This mental fitness right here, staying with this brain. It should be lagging because the gluten, because I had a little Christmas treat. But I know what I know. I know what the subconscious is, how it functions, how to optimize it. Turns out, I'm a large redheaded girl grown the fuck up to give Sigmund Freud vagina envy. This is a creative modality I've created for my own intellectual property, philosophical hypothesis of bioelectromagnetism, which solves consciousness. That is a 2,500-year intellectual coup. Nobody listened to me. Because you gotta have a penis, child. If you don't have a penis, you can't be smart. You can't get venture capital. You cannot continue staying alive. We don't care about you. We don't think anything you have to say matters. I can solve autism. It's a heuristic of life-centered thinking, sorting hard problems into easy pivots. Did it with consciousness, I could do it with autism. Now, we won't fund that documentary. We don't want to cure autism. We just want to make more and more drugs. Humanity, and especially adults in the US of Hypocrisy, y'all's mind is mush. You're living through the hashtag neurodemic. I'm trying to talk to the smartest people at Stanford with flexible brains and open hearts. There is so much we can do. What we got to do is come back down into the thinking and expose the faulty, flawed, and fraudulent paradigms of the Western whiteness thought tradition. We're hitting about 600 years here, where whiteness has been on a death spiral. What is whiteness? Well, white supremacy, horrific, fucked up, poison, delusional mindset that it is. That's not all we're trying to solve. We're trying to solve the fact that every person with pale skin thinks that they're somehow better and that they somehow deserve things that nobody else, the global majority, just can live without. This is wrong. And what I'm here to say, there's no white woman whining, because I've got all this. I've done this. Opting out of civilization because I'm not going to harm another human. Because I'm not going to give any more of my life force to an economic system that is on a death spiral. And for that integrity, I've been abused, neglected, criminalized for sleeping. My civil rights just went push, push. I think if we were to take a look, I got some pretty pale skin right now. We'll see what the future holds. Because my patterned melanin is a superpower. That's why I'm a Griotista. Back in the day, the griots would go around to the different tribes and clans of Africa and spread the news, spread good thinking that let all of our African ancestors understand how human functioning works, such that you could be on this earth. If they weren't as smart as you, you wouldn't be here. Ancestral wisdom, intertwined with bleeding edge science, already has the answers that we all need to know. There's just nobody out standing on a stage screaming at y'all. Well, Dave Chappelle. And I'm just trying to take to the baton. He can't do it all himself. Here we go. Look at these waves. Why did I end up without the slightest bit of conscious knowledge? Oh, there comes this is not quite building it all up, but this is way higher waves than this is just thrilling. The Pacific is thrilling. Mavericks, Iconoclasts, and the globe's original Griotista, life-centric thinking. That's my own IP, and it's $1 billion worth of it. 55 billion. There's 8 billion people around the world. I'd make $1 billion. I need 50 cents from all of them. Now, of course, I'm selling it to the NGOs, to the governments, the multinationals. These places need thinking that doesn't self-extinct our species. We have to do that global thought experiment for reals. Y'all a fan of Matt Damon? Yes, I've done my own Matt and Ben pivot. Good Will Hunting. Some math was solved at Harvard. Big fucking deal. I mean, it was. Academy Award, big fucking deal. But nonetheless, what's it done for you lately? The pivot 2025 is hashtag free will gathering. Instead of a 20-something janitor, we're going to take a 55-year-old homeless woman to the Stanford campus, find the whiteboard where it asks, what is consciousness? And I'm going to tell y'all. And how does what consciousness is create a global hive mind of species-level thinking? Person do no harm to any molecule of life. We start putting that in corporate charters. Things can change. All right, I went on and on and on till the break of dawn. Yo, 55-year-old men's, how's your testosterone level these days? I'm challenging LL Cool J to rap, Allen Iverson to basketball, Will Smith to making movies. I want Jada to direct hashtag redheaded She-Hulk. My first one-woman special. Fierce, feminine philosophy. It's going to save this species from self-extinction. All right, y'all. You know how we get to peace? That's the end state. Let's go, let's be in peace. It hasn't worked so far. Just like we've had laws. A lot of land has been no racism. 1860 and shit. Wow! That's a maverick. There it was. I knew it was coming. I knew. Whew. It is like Laird and Gabby be sending me wave messages. I'm in a big kahuna. Will teach us all how the philosophical method, Obama's the scientific method. You need millions of dollars and decades to get science. We ain't got that kind of time. We need to do the thought experiments, quick, fast, fail, iterate. This is how my software consulting just worked. Ooh, this is not how, this is so much more water, so much more power than any of y'all would expect on this here autistic 55-year-old without a penis. Hashtag Socratic Improv. My holiday gift to y'all. Better listen to Zenzi Time, the prequel. Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. Underneath, overall, hashtag free will gathering. That's just to get Will's attention at Stanford. And I have a debate with Professor Robert Sapolsky. Asserts the scientific consensus is guaranteeing there's no free will. I agree 100%. But there's free Big Willie style. You want peace? We got to start with, I want to teach the world to think in perfect harmony. Harmony.